Hi everyone, it's Carol here from thestampingground.co.uk and thank you for joining me. Today we're going to make these lovely thank you cards. They can easily be adapted by just changing the inscription to little note cards or I miss you, I love you, whatever you decide to do. I'm using the hand pen Petals and the penned dies as well. It's a set that I'm always picking up because well, I think it's a lovely set. The designer series paper that matches it is fabulous as well. So I'm going to start off by stamping and die cutting the flower out, and then I'm going to use stamping blends to colour it. So this is the die that I need, and I'll just get the matching stamp. We'll need a piece of scrap white cardstock, and I'm using black Memento ink to stamp with. So we just need to get a block and attach the stamp. That block's too small, I need a bigger one. So once you've got the correct block to put your stamp on, we need to ink it up. So make sure you give it a good ink. And then just press firmly. And there we are. So we need to die cut this. So if you just pop your die on and put it through your machine, I shall be back shortly. So there we are. I'm going to use the dark and light pale papaya and the dark and light seafoam for the leaves. I like that colour. It's quite a subtle colour really. I always start with the light blending pens. Some people like to start with the dark. It's just your preference. And I'm not doing anything fancy here. I'm just going to colour in the flowers with the light. And then I'm just going to add just some dark shading just to give it a little bit of depth. So now I'm going to go in with the dark colour, and just at the bottom of each petal I just add a little bit of the dark papaya. Like I said, there's nothing fancy about it. But it does look nice. And that's the flowers done. Same with the leaves. I will go in with the light, and as you can see on the leaves, you've got your there's some markings, and that is where I add the dark seafoam. So now I add the dark on top of the lines, and it's as simple as that. And there are two nibs on these pens, so the finer one, if you're doing fine detail, then that side's brilliant as well. For the card we need a piece 4 by 8 and scored at 4. A piece 3 3/4 square, another white piece 3 1/2 square, and a designer series paper, 3 3/4, and a 2.5 inch circle cut out. I used the layering circle dies to cut the circle out. Just going to give that a little press to make sure it's nice and flat. And we just need to add our top layer. I'm just going to put some liquid glue on. I think my glue's running out. And I'm just looking at this and I can see that I've not got this central. So there's a tip for you. When you're cutting your circle out, just make sure you've got it central. It will be okay, because once we've put this floral decoration on, it will hide it. So I'm just going to pop some dimensionals on the back of this flower. So just add it on an angle to the centre of the circle. I'm going to use the Simply Elegant trim just to add a little bow at the bottom of the stem. It's a double pack that comes in gold and silver, so it's lovely for Christmas. So just tie, we just want a tiny bow. And then when you've got it, when you're happy with it, just snip the ends. Now we're going to add a glue dot here just to pop the bow on. However, if we need to roll the glue dot into like a little sausage shape, if we leave it in a circle, because the bow doesn't actually cover it, when you pop it into an envelope, it will actually stick to the envelope. So just give it a little roll between your fingers. We now need to add our inscription. So I'm actually going to use the thanks from the same stamp set. And if we just add it to our block, and we're going to use the Versamark ink to stamp it. So make sure you give it a good ink up. That doesn't make sense, does it? A good ink up. Just press firmly, and then I'm going to use the Stampin' Up! White embossing powder. And just sprinkle over. Give it a little tap to remove any excess. So we're going to heat emboss this. So I'm going to turn the sound off in a minute, so you don't have to listen to this, the noise. It gets me every time this. It doesn't matter how many times I do this. I just love watching it melt. So we just need to trim down just with our scissors, and I cut fairly close on this one to the inscription. And we're going to add some dimensionals onto the back of this as well. So just place it on an angle and just give it a little press. So now we need to place our inside. I've left this fairly plain as I wasn't sure what I actually wanted, what inscription I wanted, so I just thought I'd leave this plain. So all we're going to do is attach these two together and then pop it into the card. So there we are, all finished. So we've now got, we should have 6. There's one somewhere else. Here we are. These are nice to give as a gift, whether you make small Christmas cards or note cards, thank you cards. Just a little packet as a gift is lovely. So everything I've used, all the measurements including metric measurements, will be over on my blog, which is thestampingground.co.uk, and you'll find this in the description bar below. So thank you for joining me, and I will be back again soon. Thank you, and bye bye.